Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly trade review number 19. My name is Alex Winkler, and in this weekly trade review we're going to be reviewing the crazy last few days we had in the crypto market. We're also going to be reviewing the two trades that I made last week. I've been a little busy last week. I was offline actually most of the time, and I didn't get all my watch lists out, so my trading was very light and mostly I was just on the sidelines. Luckily I ended the week with a small profit instead of a loss, which I think many people had some major losses in the market this week. So I'm pretty happy to avoid all that. I'm also going to go over my morning watch list in this weekly trade review. It's something I usually don't do, but this time, since there's a little less trades to talk about, I want to show you guys what my watch lists look like, and hopefully you guys can learn something about the way I structure my mornings before I place any trades. If that sounds fun, I definitely recommend watching till the end because there's going to be many little goodies throughout the video. I also want to mention that this week I'm going to be a little busy as well. My brother Heiko and I just packaged together almost 10 years of experience in starting your own businesses and being in the affiliate market space, and packaged that together into a 4-week long traffic prep course. And then we're going to be working on that a lot this week. I know it's a bit irrelevant to this video, but I just wanted to get it out there so you guys know what I'm working on the side. If you do own your own business or are looking to increase your traffic and sales through your website, then I definitely recommend checking it out as well. Right now we're offering crazy bonuses and you get lifetime access to everything. If that sounds interesting, just go over to enslo.com and you can learn about everything right there. There'll also be a link in the video description below. Alright, let's not waste any more time. So here you can see in the beginning of the week I made two trades. Actually, the second trade was really crazy. I made it at 4 in the morning. I kind of woke up from a dream that there was a perfect market condition, and there really was a really nice setup. I got into that trade, made my stop loss, my limit order, but I held it till about the evening, and this was a really nice setup. So it's going to be a really cool trade to share with you guys. Unfortunately, I started off the week with a pretty bad trade. And the percentage loss on this one wasn't even that big. It was just a really large position. And in this case, my percentage gain was massive, but I only got partially executed. So they're going to be really good trades to review with you guys. Moving along, you can see here that we had the first trade, kind of took away some of my profits, and then the second trade made up for that just a little bit. It's kind of funny. It looks like a one of those chart patterns that's a breakout bounce on the support line and then a bounce back to the upside. So hopefully this week we can continue that trend to the upside. But like I said, I'm going to be really busy, so if I don't see any trades in the morning, I probably won't make any besides make a few limit orders throughout the day. But I'm going to be working on our Enslo company a lot in this upcoming week. And I always like to make trading strategies that can work for anyone, even if you have a full-time job. So I don't want to make an excuse that I won't have time to trade, but literally till morning till night I'm going to be pretty focused. So I just want to give a little heads up to that. Alright, to dive right in, usually I review the top trade first, but I want to review the biggest lesson first because it was actually my first trade of the week. So I'm going to review that one first with you guys, and then I'll dive into the second trade. Here you can see I was going for a stair stepper long, which I've been talking about for a while. I've been expecting the market to kind of bottom out and then form bounce, first stair, and then bounce again. Anyway, this one I got a little too aggressive on. I was waiting here for the first stair. This is a 5-minute chart. On the minute chart it looked even better, but you can see here is exactly what I was talking about. Bounce, first stair, and then I was looking for another breakout. So I entered right around here. When this did not happen, we crashed. I was so close to closing my position here. I let it run up, and I should have got out near this high, closing my position for a break even, small loss, small gain. But I ended up holding, and then I got out at a pretty bad point right around here. Ultimately, if I was very stubborn, I would have held the whole thing through. Or if I didn't have any trading rules, and I would have been at a massive loss, over 30-40%. So that's why you want to get out when a trade does not go your way. You also have to remember that once the price goes down, you might think, well, why don't I just hold for till the price goes back up. Thing is, the price might not go back up for over a year or even more, or at one point this currency might just disappear. That's why. And right now we're day trading, we're not investing. If we were investing, we would have a totally different strategy, and that's why you don't just blindly hold and hope that the price will go up. If hope is your strategy, you should just close the position right away because you're doing something wrong. I also mentioned here in my final review that I I should have gotten out a little bit earlier. Actually, my last trading, my weekly trade review video was only about that topic, about getting out when a trade does not go your way. So in this exact case, I probably should have gotten out right around here, because the trade already failed. My initial thesis was ruined when the price went here. So here would have been basically just a nice exit. Instead, I took a pretty mean exit. The next trade, which was actually really nice, was the sweet 4 a.m. trade. I just woke up. It was like a dream that something was telling me, get in this trade. I also had no opening comments for that exact reason. So here you can see I woke up and we had a perfect waterfall. This is a waterfall bounce. Yeah, so what a waterfall bounce is, I have a whole chart pattern talking about this exact trade. So if you want to learn more about it, just go to resources and chart library. I'm actually not sure if this one is up yet in the library. So actually go to Intro to Crypto Trading course, and in day 3 I talk about all the chart patterns, at least my favorite ones at the time, which are still my favorite ones, and they have been for many years. The chart patterns repeat themselves over and over again, so that's why a lot of this stuff does not get old. Anyway, we had the nice waterfall here, bounce, 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 and then just a complete capitulation where the price just gives up. And then when that happens, the price usually soars again because all the sellers are gone, and I bought nicely on this dip. I woke up sometime around here and I placed a limit order. Unfortunately, only about half of my limit order did get executed, which is good and bad. It means I got a nice, really nice bottom, but it's bad because even if it goes up 10% or something like that, I won't make that much money. So here you can see the price went up. I'm basically sleeping this whole time. I usually get up around 6:30, so I can't really recall exactly when this was because I was driving to Orlando at the time. This over here is forming again like a perfect stare, so this would have been a nice re-entry if I was watching it, but I wasn't. Anyway, I was in a theme park all day, and it wasn't until the next day in the morning that I got out of this trade, actually, now that I remember properly, looking at the chart. So what I did was, when I went to bed that night, I placed a limit order to get out right around here. And the reason I made a limit order to get out right around here is because we had a nice little shoulder here. And I thought if we were going to run up again, we might at least retest this area. So that's why I made a limit order to get out right here. Overall, this could have been a really good trade if I was watching it a bit more closely, but that's just how it is. Sometimes you have to plan ahead a bit more. Unfortunately, I did not enter a limit order here. This would have been a great spot to create a limit order to get out. Here you can see I had a 7.6% win, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, I only had a $343 gain. So usually this should be more one-to-one. So I should have had roughly around $750 profit now that I'm trading with a position size of roughly around $9,000 to $11,000. So averaging around $10,000 per trade. Again, if you want to learn about everything I do, and for this to make a lot more sense, if you are kind of losing me here and there, definitely, I recommend checking out the Intro to Crypto Trading course. It's a completely free 5-day course, and it's all videos throughout it. You can actually watch the whole thing on YouTube, but I recommend checking out the actual page because I update the content quite regularly, and it's always nice to see if there's fresh stuff there. I'm actually going to be doing a big update in the next few days after, I would say, this weekend. So what's next? What's planned for this upcoming week, which is already Wednesday, so the week is halfway over. But one of the things that is planned, and after reviewing my trades quite extensively in the last few days, and especially this morning, I wanted to create a forced market stop loss on some of my trades. I am taking way too much risk on some of these trades, and if the price goes down too fast, I could be losing a nice position size. So I want to make a kind of 3-stop to check all my risk management. Basically, the first thing is when a trade does not go your way, get out, right? That's always been my rule number 1, and I stick to it fairly good. Sometimes I do get a little stubborn and stick into a trade a bit longer. So this is when I want to do my second risk management strategy, is when the price in my trade goes down about 1.5%, I want to start looking for a exit, and I want to do a limit order exit because I get better fees on that order compared to a market order. So at that point, I want to be looking for exits as soon as possible. And then my third risk management tool I want to start implementing is I want to implement a forced 3% stop loss. So if my trade ever is down more than 3%, I want to get out of that 100%. And this is going to be an automated thing that I'm going to implement on Bitfinex. That way I can never lose more than 3% in one trade. I just want to review this trade again with you guys. This could have went really, really wrong. I did not have a forced stop loss, and although this was a profitable trade, imagine here that the price just tanked. I could have woke up with a 20% loss, and that could have really ruined my account. This was an extremely risky decision on my part, and I just simply do not want to do that again. Just thinking about it is quite horrifying. I got extremely lucky here. This exit, even though you see this exit and you're like, oh, that's not even that great of an exit, this is amazing. I mean, I could have right here, I was plus and minus $100, plus and minus $100, and then I got out for almost at the perfect point. So I couldn't really be happier about how this trade turned out, and I think I got pretty lucky. So I hope I get at least one nice trade in this week. Like I said, I'm going to be quite busy. I'll be opening my trades in the morning and right after I make my morning watch list. And I kind of want to show you guys how that looks like right now. So you can see everything that I do simply by going to the crypto homepage. All you have to do is type in crypto.enslow.com or click on the logo on the top left. And if you scroll down, you can see the last 10 activities that I did. Or you can simply go to maybe the resources, the trades. You can see my watch list, you can see my day trades. There is also a recent post on the right side, so you can always see what is going off there. Anyway, you can see that this morning I made a trader watch list, and I'll go to that right now. I already have it open. I usually do any kind of trading recaps here where I talk about the trade from yesterday just to refresh my mind what happened. Then I go through a current market recap, and this time there was a nice green day, so I talked about that a bit, especially because we've been on 2 weeks of red. Actually, since I've been in America, it's just been a constant downtrend. So after I look at the daily chart of around 15 coins, the top 15 coins, then I'll look at the 4-hour chart, and then I'll look at the hour chart and try to see if there's any patterns and any of my favorite setups forming. If so, I add those setups right down here. I have a list of the top 15, actually around top 20 currencies now. And I just talk about the pattern I'm seeing and the ideal position that I want to take. And then after I do that, I'll typically just set a limit order and a stop loss and then let that trade ride. A limit order exit is actually something I've been implementing as well, because a lot of times a trade hits exactly where I would have wanted to get out, but I'm away from the computer. So if you ever see me type AFC, it means I'm a little stressed out because I just missed a exit because I simply was not on the computer. So what I've been implementing now is just adding a limit order ahead of time, so I get that execution that I'm looking for. Because there's nothing worse than planning a trade perfectly and then the trade does exactly what you planned perfectly and then somehow you still missed out on the whole thing. I think that is probably one of the worst parts about trading. Finally, you can see here that one of the ascending channel shorts was one of my trades I talked about. I actually tagged BTC down here. That means that it's one of the trades that I'm really looking at. Sometimes there's many good trades going on, but then I'll just pick one or two that I really want to focus on, and BTC short was actually one of my biggest ones. And right now shorting in this market sounds a little bit weird because we're so far on our red day, but I'll tell you quickly why I'm doing this. And if you just come up here to Bitcoin, you can see what is going on. Basically, I drew on the hourly chart. We have a nice support and resistance line. And you can see here that we bounced off this area and then we almost touched it again, and then the third time we broke right through it, and then we formed a nice new bottom. So this former support line is now a technical resistance line, and that's why I opened up a short position right here this morning. You can actually see here on Bitfinex how this short looks. Here is my my short position entry, and then down here is where the price currently is. So entry and current price, I have a very small position on this, about a third of what I usually trade with. This is just to kind of get my feeling back into the game, and since this is typically not my best pattern, I didn't want to put too much capital in it anyway. So I'm playing with about $3,000 on this short right about now. This trade will also be fully reviewed, and I'm working on making that post right now. In case you don't know, what that will look like in the future is if you come down here to day trades, you'll see all my trades outlined, and these are the two that I talked about today. And this trade will be 197, and then you will see still in progress or something like that, and it will be orange. When I close out the trade, I will change that to either profit or loss, and then I'll post the pictures of the chart and I'll also write my review. And that's why this is so beneficial. There will always be also the pattern right here, and then the pattern again written down as a tag. And this is really cool because when you click on that tag, you can see all of my trades that use that tag. For example, the breakdown bounce short, you can click on this, and then when you go down, you can see all of my trades that are under that pattern. So over time, I'm building a huge resource that anyone can dive into to learn from the trades that I have made and the patterns that I have used. Alright guys, I hope you found this weekly trade review useful, and if you have not already, remember to join the Discord chat. If you don't know how to do that, just go under resources and click Discord chat. I'll be happy to see you there. I always post ideas and thoughts I have there, and I'm always excited when someone else posts ideas and thoughts, because a lot of times, I'm just one person and I don't see everything. So anything you post there is always awesome to share with the community. If you have not already, definitely subscribe if you found this video useful and give it a like. That's everything for now, and happy trading. Ciao, ciao.